The villagers' eyes followed every movement, some stifling giggles, others wide-eyed with amazement. For the first time in his life, the man who had ruled with fear was powerless in public. Amara lifted the broom and tapped it lightly on the ground. "Husband," she said calmly, "today you will learn how it feels to obey. You will follow my every instruction." He swallowed hard. Pride, the weapon he had wielded for years, now felt heavy and useless. He nodded slowly, barely able to meet her steady gaze. "First," Amara continued, "you will prepare the meals for the village elders." She handed him a basket of ingredients. Okoro glanced down, confused and humiliated, but obeyed without protest. As he walked, Amara circled him like a quiet storm. "Make sure the fire is strong," she instructed. "Do not let anything burn. Attend to every detail." Okoro's hands shook as he followed her commands. Villagers began whispering, pointing, laughing softly. It was strange to see him reduced to following orders, serving others, and performing tasks he once thought beneath him. Amara stepped back, raising the broom again. "Tomorrow, husband, you will learn even more. You will not eat before I do. You will not rest while I command. You will understand what it means to live under someone else's authority." He clenched his fist, but could not resist. He had no choice. His face burned with shame, a feeling so foreign he didn't know how to cope with it. The villagers watched in silence, witnessing the complete reversal of power. Mothers whispered to daughters, "This is courage, this is justice." The men who once envied Okoro's strength now saw the truth. Cruelty is never strength. Amara smiled faintly, victorious yet composed. She had begun her lesson, and it would only grow. As Okoro served her the meal she had prepared, she said softly, "The woman you once thought weak is stronger than you imagined. Remember this, husband." And for the first time in years, Okoro realized he had underestimated the power of patience, cunning, and courage.
Days turned into weeks, and the village of Egoma could hardly believe what they saw. Okoro, once feared by every woman and respected by every man, now cooked, cleaned, and obeyed the commands of his wife. Amara moved through the household with grace and authority, the broom in her hand a symbol of power and justice. The villagers whispered in admiration. "She has taught him well, oh," they said. "Courage like hers cannot be tamed." Okoro's pride had been stripped away layer by layer. He woke each morning to instructions from Amara, prepared meals under her watchful eyes, and followed her orders without complaint. Even when he tried to assert authority, she remained calm, unshaken, and clever. "Make sure the food is perfect today, oh," she instructed one morning, watching him closely. "We will eat together, but I eat first. Only then may you eat." His face burned with humiliation, but he obeyed. The reality settled in. The man who once ruled through fear had become the servant. Amara's influence extended beyond the household. Women in the village saw her courage and began to speak up more freely. They shared stories of her wisdom, her patience, and her ability to confront cruelty without losing composure. Sisterhood began to grow stronger, inspired by the woman who dared to challenge a tyrant. Okoro, meanwhile, felt the full weight of his past actions. Every command he followed reminded him of the pain he had caused his first wife. Every meal he prepared, every chore he completed was a lesson in humility. One evening, as Amara walked through the village square with broom in hand, villagers gathered to watch her. They cheered for her strength, for justice, and for the lesson learned. Okoro stood quietly beside her, obedient and transformed. Amara's calm gaze met his. "Do you understand now, husband?" she asked softly. Okoro bowed his head. I do," he admitted, voice heavy with regret.
The village of Egoma had changed forever. The man who once ruled through fear was now a servant in his own home, and the woman who had once been perceived as gentle and timid had become a symbol of courage, justice, and wisdom. Okoro walked quietly in the kitchen, chopping vegetables and tending the fire under Amara's watchful eyes. Every movement reminded him of the pain he had caused, the lives he had harmed, and the shame he could no longer hide. Amara, as calm and commanding as ever, finally spoke to him one evening. "Husband," she said, You have followed my instructions, humbled yourself, and faced your past. Do you understand the weight of your actions now? Okoro bowed his head. I understand, he admitted, voice heavy with remorse. I have caused pain and fear, and I am ashamed. I promise to change. I promise to respect every woman, every life from now on. The villagers, who had watched the transformation, nodded in approval. Mothers smiled, children laughed, and the men of the village realized that respect, not fear, was true strength. Amara stepped forward, broom in hand, and lifted it slightly. It was not a tool of punishment anymore. It was a symbol of justice, patience, and courage. Let this be a lesson to all, she said, her voice clear across the village square. Cruelty will always have consequences. Power gained through fear is temporary. True strength lies in respect, wisdom, and humility. Okoro knelt, not in shame alone but in understanding. He had been humbled, and in that humility, he began to truly see the world differently. The women of the village gathered around Amara, praising her courage. Sisterhood was proud, and the lesson was clear. No one should be ruled by fear, and injustice cannot survive where courage and wisdom prevail. From that day forward, Amara became the village's queen of respect, justice, and leadership. Okoro, transformed, served with humility, never again forgetting the woman who had taught him the greatest lesson of all. And the moral of their story spread far and wide. True power is earned through respect. Cruelty destroys, and courage can change even the fiercest hearts.